Hi guys, and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you're new. It's comparison time for the fall trio from fancygloss. So if you enjoy swatch videos and comparisons, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And all the info for fancygloss is going to be down below, including the prices for the polishes, the pluses of the formula, Facebook, and website. So check that out. Hi guys, and welcome back to Manicentric. So today we are doing the comparison video for the fall release from fancygloss. So the fall trio is going to be released on August 28th. So I actually was sent those 3 polishes for PR purposes. I already did my review and swatch, but to save time, I didn't want to get into comparisons during that video, just because it's kind of time consuming, and I also didn't want to clog up the whole video with my comparisons. So we're doing a separate video for that. I've got my little swatch lollipop. Yes, I'm gonna have to purchase more of these because they are literally the best thing ever, especially when it's comparing polishes, especially when it's checking to see if certain polishes are gonna go together. I can't even tell you guys how much I love them. But let's get to the polish because I don't want to keep you guys all day and all night. So first up is going to be Blood Moon. This is beyond awesome. So I don't have the official description with me, but as you guys can see, how about those gorgeous pink flakies inside this deep rich red? So I planned to do comparisons of apples to apples instead of apples to oranges. So I was going to start off with a comparison of Cranberry Splash. So that's Blood Moon and Cranberry Splash, both by fancygloss, both recently released, both are reds, but as you can see, this one is super bright, and I didn't think it was that bright until Blood Moon was released. And I gotta say, Blood Moon has got my heart, but I also really like this Cranberry Splash. So I also decided to pull out 2 of my PFDs because Carolina from God Love Polish is one of my favorite people in the whole world, and she really wanted to see Blood Moon versus Seeing is Believing and Long Live the King. So Long Live the King automatically kind of pops out as the one that doesn't come quite as close, whereas Seeing is Believing comes a lot closer but not as dark. And up against Cranberry Splash, it looks closer, but in person Cranberry Splash is a whole lot redder. So, and my light is making fancygloss's Cranberry Splash pull a little more orange, which it definitely in person is not. So I may do a little comparison of these 2 beside each other, but our real contender is Seeing is Believing. So let's go ahead and get to the part where we go ahead and swatch them on the wheel. I'm gonna do Long Live the King, Cranberry Splash, Blood Moon, and then Seeing is Believing. So first up is PFD, Long Live the King. I'm going to go ahead and just do 1 swipe really quick. And it does go on sheer, but if you own this polish, you already know it builds up like a beast very quickly. And that's with all PFDs. And then second is going to be Cranberry Splash by fancygloss, and then I think Then outside the bottle, you guys will be able to see how much deeper red it is compared to Long Live the King, like right there. Quickly, you can kind of see it. And then we're going to go in with Blood Moon, which is the one in question. And I felt like it kind of overlapped with Seeing is Believing and Cranberry Splash, because it was more closely related to those two than it was Long Live the King. And then you can see like it's already a much deeper jelly than Cranberry Splash. It's almost wine. And then we're doing Seeing is Believing, which is coming out pretty close. It's pretty close. Carlina called it. And we're going to still do 3 coats of these because my friend Carlina has told us numerous times Sheila and I are 2-coat gals when it comes to polish, because you just really don't want to use that 3rd coat. But like flakies are just best in 3 coats. So we've got 1 coat of those, and while we're waiting on those to dry, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our other contestants because they don't have as many comparisons. So next up is my love, Twilight Hour. So Twilight Hour, I am already shook because I love those green flakes. Like, why is that the coolest idea in this blurple jelly base? I don't know why we didn't do it sooner. Or maybe somebody has and I just haven't seen it yet. If you guys want to comment down below if you know of some other polishes like this, let me know, because I seriously love this and I didn't know that I was gonna love it. I just really liked the blurple jelly base. Like, that was it for me. And then I brought in, also from fancygloss, Luau Knights as a comparison. Now, as you guys can see, Luau Knights is so much brighter, and it's a brighter, almost a cobalt blue, but a little darker, more maybe cerulean blue next to it. And then you don't really see any green up in there. It's mostly just the purple and pink. So that makes these super different to me. Totally justifiable if you want to grab both. So real quick, just a 2nd coat check-in. I've got Long Live the King. And you can see the oranginess with some flesh behind it. And then I've got Cranberry Splash, followed by Blood Moon, and then the infamous Seeing is Believing. I'm sorry guys, the color is really close, but that Blood Moon opacity is really giving me the vibe I'm looking for. However, they are coming pretty close, even though they're not exact, because you don't get as much of that pink that you get in Seeing is Believing and Blood Moon. It's truly its namesake. So I am thinking that I would have liked to have swatched it next to PFD. I think it was Fireside, but I haven't acquired that one yet. It's fall and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, but I have been spending like crazy. So yep, I'm gonna have to wait on that, but definitely maybe one that you'd like to compare. But that's a 2nd coat check-in. All right, and we're gonna do our 1st coats of Twilight Hour. And that's just to move this video right along for time's sake, because I know you guys are busy, but you still want to see, hey, how similar are these? And oops, I got some on my finger. It's okay, it's okay. No worries. I put lotion on before I even started the video. and then followed up by Luau Knights. Which Luau Knights is coming out a little more sheer, but again also brighter blue. So those deeper colors are bringing it. So I'm gonna come back to a second coat for these two and then a third coat for these four. But to keep things moving right along, we're going to look at the last of the trio. That is Autumn Winds. Oh my god, guys, I don't even like oranges like that, but this orangey brown, almost amber polish stole my heart. And my my camera on my phone is like, no it didn't. I refuse to show it to anybody else. But I am literally under the spell of this polish. It's so pretty. And then next to it is another fancy gloss and drop this year. Of course, the Floor's Lava would be not even close because that's a neon, but is one that Orange Pop is a flaky, and I thought it was darker for real before I got it and before I got Autumn Winds. And it just goes to show how our perception is during like seasonal wearing, where it's like, oh, that's not bright enough, it's totally not bright enough. Oh, it's bright. We're just in the bright mode. So compared to Autumn Winds, totally different, but still gonna go ahead and compare them for you guys because the restock is coming up, polishes are coming back, and that kind of thing always makes you second guess yourself. If you're like me and you're like, I am pulled by certain polishes and I don't want to end up with 4 or 5 or 6 of the exact same when I could have put that money towards something else. Alright, we're at third coat check-in for my first 4 that we're comparing, and that is Long Live the King right here on the end, Cranberry Splash second to none, Blood Moon, which is who we're actually comparing, and Seeing is Believing is right there coming in at last. So I'm just gonna say that if you didn't get Seeing is Believing, but you don't mind the extra depth and darkness, you could definitely go ahead and grab Blood Moon because it's more opaque, but in person it's looking really close to Seeing is Believing, where it's not even close to Cranberry Splash or Long Live the King. And we're doing a second coat check-in with Twilight Hour right here, and then Luau Knights right there. And with the flesh underneath it, you can totally see how Twilight Hour is definitely the darker, deeper of the two. So I'm going to go ahead and grab up those oranges so that you guys can see first coats of them. So we're starting out with swatching Autumn Winds. And honestly, guys, I was gonna wear some nail polish for this comparison, and I thought to myself, no, whatever I wear is going to distract from the polishes that we're comparing. And in reality, I really just knew I was gonna put one of these babies on soon as this video was over. That is Autumn Winds on the first coat. And then for comparison's sake, we've got Orange Pop. And that's Orange Pop in the one coater. Definitely something you guys want to see. And I will be back with second coat on my blues and second coat on my oranges. Be right back, guys. Okay, guys, we are back, and I do have to correct myself with Twilight Hour and Luau Knights. I'm actually on my third coat. So can you guys believe how fast that went by? And with flush behind them, you can totally see how Twilight Hour is absolutely richer, darker, and deeper of a blurple than Luau Knights, which is coming up a lot brighter and more vivid. And then this is only the second coat for the oranges, but Autumn Winds already super building up, and just for like opacity's sake, wow, you would not see any nail line on that second coat already. As for Orange Pop, also building up really nicely, but I could still see my nail line at 2 coats very faintly, but again, super different from in the bottle. And it's hilarious because with Twilight Hour and Luau Knights, side by side in the bottle look totally different, side by side not as different on the clear swatch wheel. Put some flesh behind them, and all of a sudden they totally fill out absolutely different. So I'm gonna go back, get the third coat for these 2 babies, and then we will round this out and finish up the video. Okay, third coat roundup is in, and definitely, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and say it for any of you that are on the fence and it's like you're not absolutely sure, you're pretty sure that they're pretty similar to something else. I would go ahead and grab them. In my experience, and I'm going to say my experience personally, Jackie restocks like 3 times a season because there was plenty of opportunity for me to get my neons and the Paradise collection and everything. However, as with a lot of indie makers, she's working alone, doing all this mixing by herself and bottling mostly by herself. So it's like, okay, well, you'd like to stock colors forever and ever and ever. That may not always be the easiest option or even a plausible option. So at the very least, if you're considering them, I urge you to grab them at least by like the second restock, which I don't have a date for that back yet. I know that it's going to be sometime possibly in September, but I would also stay on that Facebook group page because you get tons of announcements about restocks and info, as well as pricing on these are going to be $11 per bottle. I'm trying to think, is there any other information that I'm missing? Oh yeah, duh. Formula 10 free, cruelty free, and vegan. So you can definitely feel good about this, and the price is great for all the flaky impact that you're gonna get. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do. If you're new to my channel and you enjoy these kinds of videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and if you're feeling generous, throw me a like. If you are part of my nail fam or Manny squad, I really appreciate your time coming in to check out these comparisons with me. It is so much fun actually just sitting and talking about the polish with you guys. So thank you again for all of these opportunities, and of course, please stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!